all you will need for this project is 2 bottles, duct tape, and some water. And you can do colored water for some extra fun. So the first bottle, fill it about halfway with water, and then tape the other bottle on top, connected at the mouth. Make sure it's taped really good and try to make it pretty even. So that's it. Now just flip it and swirl. So this is a pretty popular science fair project, but how much do you actually know about tornadoes? So the swirl starts because you swirl it, obviously. Why does it stay swirling? And how does this happen in the bathtub? It's not like you picked up your bathtub and swirled it. You're not Superman. So when you flip the bottle over, the gravity is pulling down on the water. And same for in your bathtub. The gravity is pulling down on the water in your bathtub, down the drain. You can't see it, but there's actually a lot of air in this top bottle. So let's use these orange M&Ms as air and these blue M&Ms as water. And just because you don't see the air, it doesn't mean the air is not there taking up space. So in order to put any more water in the cup, the air needs to come out first. So remove some air and add in the water. Now because the water is more dense than the air, the water will automatically go to the bottom. So when you flip it over, as the water drains into the bottom bottle, something has to happen with this air. And since the water is swirling its way down on the outside, this allows for the air in the other bottle to sneak its way up through the middle of the swirl. When we flip the bottle over, the water is now on top, and gravity is pulling down on it. But if the gravity wasn't pulling down on it, well, then the water would just sit there. And same for your bathtub. The water would just sit there in the bathtub if the gravity wasn't pulling it down into the drain. And if you don't swirl it, well then it will just glug, 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 glug its way down to the bottom. Just like when you're pouring pop out of a bottle. It glugs and glugs and it splashes all over the place and it makes a huge mess. So the swirl is for a consistent transfer of the water and the air. The water is swirling its way down on the outside while the air sneaks its way up through the middle. Tornadoes are not made from water, they're made from the air. But what happens to the air to make tornadoes? First, air that is warm, wet, and windy will make a strong connection to both the clouds and the ground. Then a strong gust of wind will come around and push that air into a swirl. And as that warm air rises, now we learned about this in our teabag rocket experiment. Watch it here if you haven't. As that warm air rises, it cools and drops back to the bottom, pushing that swirl even harder. And because of centripetal force, it's moving in a circular motion towards the ground. We'll talk about centripetal force in a future video. A tornado will pick up anything along its path. So be a tornado when it comes to learning. There is so much knowledge and wisdom out there. Everything you hear, everything you read, everything that you observe around you, take it all in. Now, not everything will be true, but the more you learn and the more you understand, the more you'll be able to tell the difference between a truth and a lie. Life is all about learning and moving forward, so give it a try, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And until next time, bye!